Hello, 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 hello. Okay, it is recording. Oh, goodness. It's been almost a month since my last one of these delightful, delightful videos. Um, so much to talk about. There's so many things that I would love to talk about. And it's like, well, if I had just been making these videos more frequently, then I would have talked about those things, and it wouldn't feel like I have to then somehow cram all of those topics into one video, which I'm not going to do. so, so yeah, I don't know. It's been a busy few weeks. Work's busy as fuck. Freelance stuff was busy as fuck for a minute. Had two massive videos I had to do for a new client, but I got those done in time for their conference. So there's that. I achieved that new goal. No, I guess more of just new achievement unlocked. So, bubbling 10 XP. Right? Yeah. I'm wearing a hat because my hair is a mess. And I look so much more sophisticated this way, right? Don't you think? um, yeah. The thing that I want to generally talk about today in a sort of rough roundabout way is I'm reaching this point in my life where I have to pick between like committing to working all the time or not. Like is that what I want? Because that's where everything is going in my life. It's just like right to just constantly doing something for every waking hour and then some. Which I don't terribly mind all the time. I think I'm a big believer in the whole like sprint versus walk scenario where like there are times in your life where you have to sprint and there are times in life where you don't have to sprint. So you can sort of pace yourself more leisurely when you're not sprinting. But there are times when life asks you to sprint and so you must sprint. I mean, you don't have to, but you choose to. um, so yeah, I'm feeling like I'm approaching that in my life in general. And perhaps there will come a time where it will feel more balanced and I won't feel like I have to sprint for a long period of time. And I mean, mind you, I mean, look at me. I'm not even a runner, so this analogy is very weird. but um but yeah, like so you've got the freelance stuff which that's probably right now excluding the new client because that's probably it for who knows how long, if ever again. I'm probably at maybe 5 hours a week of freelance, about ish, which isn't much. But then you've got that plus work, which is 40 hours a week, of course, usually with a few extra, sometimes more than a few, sometimes like 10 extra a week, so like 50 hours a week. And then I've got the poster designs, which I'm trying to do. I'm 3 behind right now, so I may very well do a little stream after this and bang some out while streaming on Twitch. Why? I don't know. I mostly just because I kind of want to just stream more while making stuff because it sounds fun. What was I saying? There's that. So that's probably like maybe a few hours a week as well. That's temporary and more of a personal goal rather than like a need or a necessity in any regard. Um, and then there's evac, which I am doing nothing for on a regular basis, basically. I'm just constantly not performing at all. But the desire would be to not do that anymore and actually commit time to like making content or putting time into like working with people to make content and like finding artists and stuff to like interview and talk about their work and blah blah blah. That's the goal. I would love to do that a ton. Like, especially now that I have the computer to like do literally anything I want. It's what I want to do. I want to do it really bad. So that's something I do want to do. But that's like, I mean, that can scale upwards from 5 hours a week to 20, 30. I mean, obviously, there is a limit, right? What is 7 hours? 7 hours. 7 days times 16 hours. 112 hours a week. Imagining if you work constantly and that's it, which is stupid and unrealistic. But so let's say working 10 of those hours. I mean, that's still 70 hours per week. Got the 40. I'm doing math. I love these kind of number runs where I'm like, oh, let's just like fucking theorize everything and like run all the numbers on everything. And yeah, I love doing that. I don't know why. So yes, there's a finite amount of time to do things. Evac, yeah, it's a big one, and I want to start learning more, doing more education for Blender and After Effects. Those two are my two big ones that I want to learn. I learned a lot with just like hands-on stuff with After Effects with the last two big projects for that one freelance client, because I was mostly motion graphics stuff, which I haven't done in an extremely long time. So that was great. Really enjoyed that. I surprisingly liked it, which was weird. Like, I haven't exactly enjoyed something like that in a long time. So, I mean, I'd imagine that feeling would fade over time if I started doing it like a lot. But currently, yeah, I'm a really big fan of that. So, yeah. I want to do that more. That'd be nice. And then I would like to, start making YouTube content for my personal side, which was a goal if you've been watching these, which nobody has. So, I mean, except for Annalise. Annalise has been watching these. I don't know if she is anymore, but she was, which, that's awesome. But, yeah, nobody watches these, which is great. I'm fine with that. That was the goal back in the beginning of this year, was to do like weekly YouTube videos on my sort of like main brand, right? But that very quickly failed because I'm sitting here whining about time. And mostly the reason that I'm whining about it is just because I don't want to. Like, a lot of my brain just wants to like sit and like watch television or movies or listen to music or read, and that's it, yeah, so yeah. It's problematic because that's what I like doing a lot, but it doesn't really push the needle anywhere. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think there's a fundamental, like, that's why this one's called Work versus Decay, because like you can work or you can decay, which I like. I memean, you're decaying while you work regardless, but just decaying also sounds nice, I'm a big believer in the whole, like, well, we don't got no purpose. I mean, you can make yourself a purpose. That's all fine and dandy. But, like, we don't, like, have one. Like, there's no fundamentality to that. It's not a word, but it's just, you just choose to give yourself stuff to do. Or you don't. And you can be a person who just, does the basic necessities of what your life requires, like, making enough money to live and stuff. That's it. And then you're done. Then you can just chill the rest of the time. That sounds nice. It sounds very nice. But also, yeah, I do like the idea of being a person who creates cool things, or creates in general. Like, egotistically, I suppose I like it, but I also like it fundamentally, like, in a practical sense. Like, I just like how it feels to create things. So, but I also like the idea of being cool like that. Not really that much, but I do. Can you tell this one's scattered? I don't know. This is the problem, that I don't make these often enough, and then now it's like, oh, I'm gonna film one, and it's like all over the place. So my face looks wrecked. I don't know. Probably just me. It looks wrecked. So yeah, it's difficult. So that's where I'm at right now, is just picking if I want to commit myself to it or not. I think realistically what's going to happen is I'm just going to sort of slowly increase my bandwidth over time. But that just comes from sacrificing more free time for other things, which is all good. It's all fine. I mean, it kind of sucks because like I want to watch stuff and chill and stuff, but also I want to live a better life too. Like I want to be able to feel powerful enough to take care of my shit, and also like make an impact of some kind, even though making impact is so um, neither here nor there. Like it kind of is like a moving target, so it's, and then you got the state of the world just kind of constantly pounding down on you, and it's hard to find motivation and or inspiration to do much in general. So, which I don't find surprising at all. I mean, it's not surprising. It just sucks. So, that's what leads me to want to just be like, you know what? I'm good. I'm just going to go sit down and watch some really interesting stuff that someone else put a lot of work into, like I don't need to like put the work in. I'm good. I don't. So that's the decision that I'm at now. What do you think? What do you think? Is it a worthwhile endeavor? I like to believe it is. I like to believe it's like the hero's journey and stuff like that, and it all sounds romantic. It all sounds very fun in theory, but in practice it's like keeping yourself focused for 6 hours every day forever, which, wow, that is a lot of dedication. So we carved pumpkins yesterday. I went and hung out with Ariel, Athena, and Alyssa, and we carved pumpkins. And I did a raven in celebration, appreciation of Mike Flanagan's new show, Fall of House Usher, which is a amalgamation of multiple Edgar Allan Poe works, including The Fall of House Usher, The Fall of House Usher, and then also The Raven and things like that. Multiple works, but yeah. So I did a raven, and it turned out pretty good actually. Like I'm pretty surprised, TBQH, that it worked. I just looked at a fucking like a vector stock photo of a raven in that position and just freehanded it, and it didn't turn out terrible. Like it's not bad. Could be worse. The foot piece here, like in between, I made like way too thin, so like the piece in between the 2 feet just like broke. So I just have it sitting in there now, just nestled in there, even though it's not creating the negative space correctly anymore. But whatever. Yeah. So, and I mean, that's the thing, is like, I still think that the prioritization of free time and playtime and fun time and chill time and all that stuff is very important. It's just a matter of what is realistically enough free time and stuff to avoid like a consistent perpetual burnout, because like you can keep going during a burnout, theoretically. It's just probably everything you're gonna do is gonna be like not very good. So I kind of want to avoid that. You have to find ways to keep your energy levels up, re-energize yourself spiritually and emotionally to continue to produce things from the soul, from the heart, from a place that is kind of intangible, and also physically like be capable of it. So it's a very difficult equation to run in my head. And I know it's not literally an equation, but I like to think of it that way. And yeah, I don't know what the fuck to do. It's so tiresome. And I know I'm not alone in this problem. I know a lot of people face this exact same dilemma. And I think it's a very interesting perspective thing to explore, just because so many of us do have this exact same problem of like, you know, a lot of us are, you know, working at least 40 hours a week just to keep the lights on. But then like a lot of us are also like, well, if I was a little bit more ambitious and like went after this thing or something, you know, it's like there's always something else, like a bigger prize somewhere else. And I know that will always be a thing forever in life. Like regardless of how high on the totem pole you get, like you're always going to have a new thing to go after. And I suppose that's not what I'm interested in. Like I'm not interested in like constantly chasing a new thing to achieve or accomplish. I just want to, I guess, feel like what I'm doing is satisfying and satiating the part inside of me that is asking to be let out, you know? Because it's because I mean that's what it's always been about for me when it comes to making art and making things is sort of the self-expression of it, like, and you know, trying to express the complicatedness of my brain, not like to you complicated, but like how I process thoughts and emotions, and then like trying to convey that in a way that can be translated. So it's been a thing for me since I was a very young kid. Like I just had a lot of feelings and thoughts that like felt like they needed to get out of me. And here we are. I'm going down a fucking rabbit hole all the time. Anyway, I think you get what I'm getting at here. If you are experiencing something like this or feeling similar, just know you are not alone. It is, I think, a constant mortal struggle that I don't know if we'll ever have an answer to. And yeah, it's just a struggle bus all the way, I think. But a lot of me wants to lean towards the do more stuff, because I think it will get me it will get me to a more satisfactory place in life of self-actualization. And yeah, I guess that's what it's all about, right? Trying to use this time to do something that means something to you. I mean, yes, if it means something to someone else too, that's cool. That's all gravy and cherries and butter on top stuff. But the real part that I think a lot of us are focused on is just satisfying the child inside of us, you know, what we believe is important in life to grapple with and understand. I don't know. But yeah. Gonna play some Minecraft with my sister later too, which is also important. Did a bit of work earlier. Like, yeah, if I just worked 8 hours every day, including Saturday and Sunday, you know, it would get me somewhere. But boy, I don't know if I would enjoy that very much. Be a tired little buddy all the time. Winter's coming though, and that's a big deal for Phoenix, Arizona. It's not going to be hot anymore, which is super exciting. I'm very excited for that. I get to open the door and blah blah blah, and yeah, I'm really digging it. Bro. So, anyway, I will end this with saying that I do want to do more of these, and I hope I will, because they're nice to allow me to try to get some things off my chest and have this documented for rewatch, some cringe rewatching like 10 years from now and things like that. So, yeah. If you did make it this far, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about this topic of self-actualization. Is it also, you know, something that you struggle with, or are you just like, yeah, I'm good with what I'm doing, I'm good with it? Because that sounds nice as well. And yeah, until next time, I'm gonna go wipe the sweat off my face, and I hope you have a good evening. All right, bye bye.